All right. This one, you're going to be like, say what? This is some, so you know, every document that I have, it doesn't just, it's not one book and it spells out everything that they believe or don't believe or do or don't do or whatever the case may be. They put just a little bit information in different books, and I think they did that to keep you intrigued that you will come back and you'll pay your dues, pay your money, to stay in the group, the lodge or the hall or whatever the case may be, but to get you to come back. So they don't put it all in one book. They put just a little bit here, a little bit there, and that's why I've got so many documents my grandfather had. But here we go. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Just so you can see. Now this is back in the day. This is their stuff. So you see that, it's from the 70s. This is legit stuff. But they actually admit to being into magic. So so you can see. It's a Master of the Royal Secrets.
That's the 32nd degree.
Okay, and it's the same thing. It's their book, so you can see it's the same book. Not pulling any tricks on you because I am not good at editing. So this is all gonna be. So here we go. Can you see it? I have it highlighted for myself. No, my grandfather did not highlight this. So hopefully you'll be able to read this.
In this degree, the crowning point is reached by those who have studied and thought. The royal secret, like the occult science of the ancients, is concealed even here. But remember, faith begins where reason sinks exhausted. Magic, contrary to the belief of many, is but the absolute science of nature and its laws. Hence, the star of hope shines for us as truly as it did for the wise men of the East 2,000 years ago. Today, as in the first days of the creation, the universal equilibrium still retains its predominant position in the eternal plan of the Omnipotent. Good and evil, right and wrong, justice and mercy, attraction and repulsion balance each other to teach us to remember ourselves as immortal souls, retaining for each other respect and charity, and remembering always that each is slowly climbing to the state of perfection, the final goal of all.
Now, okay, number one, so you'll see, there's the word. They're into magic. They worship nature. And what Eric just read, you're trying to reach a goal. That sounds a lot like Scientology. And I don't know if anybody's watched the Leah Remini thing, but that, from what she was telling everybody, and Mike Render, about Scientology, you're opposed to yourself. You're making yourself a god. You're reaching it sounds like also Buddhist, right? Or yoga.
Buddhist. Notice what it says in this pamphlet here. It says that each is slowly climbing to the state of perfection.
Yeah, where is
the final goal of all.
And they put this, you think, why is it's in tiny, tiny print. I mean, I was using a magnifying glass on some of this stuff. Where is that? I'm trying to see it.
Each is slowly climbing to the state of perfection, the final goal of all. If you are slowly climbing, that is where the Buddhist and Hinduism belief of reincarnation comes in.
Oops.
The idea is that you are inherently a good person, but it takes all this time of meditation and getting the chakras that are within you and releasing the God within you, and it takes many lives before each life you get a little better, and you're slowly perfecting yourself until you finally get to the state of perfection. That's a Hindu and a Buddhist idea.
And I apologize. Yes, I'm holding this up because, like I said, we don't have editing stuff, so we can't edit this. If I had laid it down flat, then it would have been too dark, because then there wouldn't have been any good light on it. So if you're getting nauseous because this is waving back and forth, I am to just grab a trash can, throw up, and keep reading.
But God says, we have before proved, both Jews and Gentiles, that they are all under sin. As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. There is none that understandeth. There is none that seeketh after God. They are all gone out of the way. They are together become unprofitable. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. That's Romans 3, verses 9 through 12, and verse 23. So according to God, you cannot reach a state of perfection. Everybody sins, and regardless of how many lives you live, you are still in a status of sin. You never progress from there. And then regarding magic, because they say in there that magic is... What did they say about magic?
Has to do with nature. It says...
magic, contrary to the belief of many, is but the absolute science of nature and its laws. Well, here's what God says about magic. This is Deuteronomy 18, verses 10 through 12. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord, and because of these abominations the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee. So God says any type of magic is satanic, and it should not be practiced.
All right, people. This is what they believe. They want to tell you that, oh, we go to church, we believe in God, we're either Catholic, Baptist, Lutheran, Methodist, Episcopalian, whatever the case may be. Actually, they're like Hyacinth. They're keeping up appearances.
Well, the thing is, when they say they reverence the supreme architect of the universe, and then here in the United States, most of them anyway, will have a Holy Bible. This is the Holy Bible that her grandfather got.
From the Masons.
From the Masons. And I just read you scriptures from this text that they consider holy, that shows that magic should not be practiced, and that there is no way to obtain the final state of perfection.
Plus also, what you don't realize is, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just going to say on your own. You can't obtain it on your own. So they claim to be following the God of the Bible here, and yet, in reality, they're going against Him with their teachings of magic and working your way to heaven.
And what you'll eventually find out is this, when they have their emblem on a Bible, they basically, at the beginning, they give all their mojo, I want to call it crap, what they believe in the very beginning. And so I told Eric, I said, I would not read, even if I tore out the pages that they put in there at the beginning, explaining, what they believe and blah, blah, blah. Even if I ripped it out, I still would not trust it. Because if they put that in the Bible, they probably changed some words in there. They changed a lot of stuff in there. That the Bible's too big and too thick for me to go word for word to see it in this Bible to see if they have. But the thing is, let me give you an example here. That's my notes of things. Let's see here. Let me throw that over there. So, the building of Solomon's temple. What the hey? They got pictures. There's my building of Solomon's temple. They have their emblem. They've got the Eastern Star thing in here. They've got Masonic record. You keep record. You see my grandfather. It was in a pristine box. Never opened. Now this page, when we get to this is the Masonic presidents. It tells what lodge they were in, what year, and what state. It gives the lodge. Does it give the lodge number? It gets the lodge
there's
name.
one. Lodge number 6.
Yeah.
Lodge number 43.
Yeah, but see, look, Freemason and the Holy Bible. The beginning is just all of their stuff. And it's not all of their stuff. It's stuff, like I said, every document has something different. And they have books called New Age. And it's just a lot of psychobabble. And at times I was like, oh, there's nothing in here. And then right when I'm about to close the book and just, like chunk the book, because I'm like, oh, there's nothing in here worth reading. There's like a little tidbit, just a little bit of something, just like that one we just read about where it says magic. And then I'm like, holy smoke, and then I finish reading the rest of the book. So anyway, just to let you know, they're into magic and they worship nature.